Hi everyone, this is Tiffany with Raising House and Home, and today I'm going to share with you our Easter cake that we make every year. It's 4 layers and it's probably the best cake that we've ever had. I hope you enjoy. I have 1 3/4 cups of butter that is softened, and I have 3/4 cups of cocoa, baking cocoa, unsweetened, and then I also have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now the reason why I have the vegetable oil is because the recipe that I use calls for baking chocolate, and of course, as you know, we're not going out right now, so I don't have that on hand, but I do have extra baking cocoa and the vegetable oil. So what you do is you do 3 tablespoons of the cocoa with 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and that equals 1 square. So it calls for 2 squares. So I have added it accordingly. Now, I'm also going to do, let's see, we have 2 cups of sugar. This is just plain granulated sugar. And I'm going to mix this, cream this up, and then I will add the eggs. Now this isn't all the way creamy like you would see with just the butter and the sugar, because it does have the dry cocoa powder in there. So just as long as you get all the ingredients wet, then you can add the eggs in and it will work fine. Okay, so now it's going to be time to add some more dry ingredients and some more liquid ingredients. So we are going to do about 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So here's 1 cup, and 2 cups. Okay, and then we have our baking soda. So that is, you can't really see it because it's very white. There we go. I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And then let's see what it calls for milk. Okay, so it calls for 1 3/4 cups of milk. And it actually calls for buttermilk, which I don't have. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the milk in. So here's 1 cup of milk, and this is really hard to do with one hand. And then here is about 3/4 coming in. Okay, and then we're going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of our vinegar, white vinegar, and that will create kind of a buttermilk effect. So I put that in, and now I'm just gonna wipe down my mixer, spill a little bit of milk on it, and we're gonna mix it up. Just gonna scrape the sides so we can make sure we get all of the ingredients in. There. Okay, so I started off at low speed to kind of get the ingredients incorporated, and then I kicked it up to a higher speed for about 1.5 to 2 minutes until you see it get creamy and frothy and it's all mixed in together. Okay, see how it changed texture? And it's thick but creamy, and it also changed color. It got a little bit more like milk chocolate and not so much the dark chocolate. This is how you know it's ready. And so there's a few air bubbles. This is ready to go in the oven. So I want to share with you a little trick that I do. Anytime I make a cake, or a cake mix, even if it's not from scratch, I take a little bit and I make 6 cupcakes. There's 5 people in my family, and I like to put them in the freezer so that if we want a snack sometime and I don't have time to cook, I can just grab these and take them out. And cake mix tends to rise so easily that you don't miss that little bit of cake mix just for the cupcakes. So you actually spread your money just a little bit further and your time. Here they are all filled up, and I'm going to put them in the oven, and then I'm going to fill up my cake pan. So for the first layer we have the chocolate cake, and that's done. So now we have the second layer, which is a package of 8-ounce cream cheese, and I left it out to get soft. And then we're going to put in a cup of confectioner's sugar. This is really, really simple. So you're going to mix up and cream it. I'm going to leave that on there, guys, because that was too funny. After you make sure that your mixer is put together, then you go ahead and cream it. Once it's all creamy and incorporated together, you're going to put half, I'll show you guys, this is half of the whipped topping, like Cool Whip, or I have the Walmart brand. So you're just going to fold in about half of this regular size container, because the other half is going to go on top of your cake. So we're just going to fold it gently in, like really gently, because you want it to mix, but you want it to maintain that kind of whipped feeling. And once that's all incorporated, then you're going to put this down as your first layer on your cake. So we have the second layer already spread out and ready to go. Now you can make an instant pudding, but I'm using this Cozy Shack refrigerated, already pre-made pudding. And you could use the whole thing, but because we are in the middle of a pandemic, I'm trying to not use so much stuff in one recipe and to conserve what we can. So I'm going to save about probably a half, maybe about, yeah, probably about a half of that tub I'm going to save for another dessert. I'll make a dessert cup later on in the week, because this already has so much sugar and chocolate on it that you're not going to miss that little bit. And it's already like, I don't know if you guys can see how tall it is, and this still needs one more layer, so it's definitely a full cake. It's not, they're not going to miss it on this cake. And it stretches our food dollar just a little bit more. All right, so the pudding layer is complete. You can see, and it was definitely, the half that tub was enough to cover the whole cake. So now I'm going to go get the rest of the whipped topping and it will be almost complete. Since I have to do this with one hand, I just put a few dollops on off camera, and now I'm going to smooth them out together so that it will cover the whole cake. There we go. And you can put shaved chocolate on top. You can put chocolate sprinkles on top. Really, you can do anything. I'm not going to do any of that because, again, I'm trying to conserve some of our ingredients. So I'd like to save that maybe for another time. Maybe for some yogurt to jazz it up a little bit. There. All right, so our cake is done. I'm going to let it settle in the fridge for about an hour, and then it will be ready for us to cut as soon as we're done eating our ham dinner. So this is the end result of our chocolate cake. You can see all the layers really well, and it's super tall and super good. So thank you guys for watching. Please click subscribe below if you haven't already, and also click the bell to get notified when I put up a new video. I'll talk to you guys soon.